Guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to apologize right off the bat for the video being a little bit longer. I'm going to try to not make it too long. But it's a story about how it's a story about how I got screwed out of about $2,500, just over $2,500 from Andy at DiabloFormulaRacing. So in September 2017, I was in an accident where it left me out of commission for quite a few months. So I had a lot of downtime where I could sit and watch YouTube videos. And I found Street Speed 717, and through him I got to Andy at DiabloFormulaRacing, and it was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed watching everything, and I saw Andy he did a lot of GM vehicles, and I have a 2008 Trailblazer that I thought was, you know, it could use something. So I sent Andy a Snapchat. That's how we first started talking, and I said, hey, I've got this Blazer. Can you tune it? What kind of gains would I expect from being tuned? And he explained everything to me, and we set the date up for the first week in January of 2018 is when I was going to come down, and he was going to tune the Blazer. But because my luck sucks, the day before I was supposed to bring it down there, my transmission went on me. I've got my Blazer's just a 6-cylinder. It's got the 4L60 transmission that anyone who has it, knows anything about it, knows it blows. So I called Andy and I said, hey, I don't think I'm going to make it. My transmission just went on me, and I got to get that fixed before I can spend money on tuning. So he says, oh, that's no problem, man. I'm sorry to hear that. What's going on with it? I told him what it was doing. He's like, yeah, I could rebuild that for you, while it's down here. And I said, all right, what's your price? He gave me his price, and I shopped around, and it was within $100 or so of what I would pay at my local Amco to do the transmission. And Andy said, but if you bring it down here to me, the difference between me and Amco is I will, you know, not just fix the broken parts. I will actually go through and replace everything in there. And whereas in Amco, they're going to be using off-the-shelf, stock parts that are going to, you don't know if they're going to break again. Whereas when Andy rebuilds them, he says that he builds them to hold 600 horsepower. So I thought, you know what? My Blazer's never going to see 600 horsepower, even if I put a second engine in there. So we'll do that. So I took it to Andy. He rebuilt the transmission, and I think it was a couple days after I called him. So I took it down, and he told me that Mike's Street Speed 717, his Corvette was on his lift, and he said that that's when Max was in the process of quitting, and he said, listen, when Mike's Corvette gets off the lift, when Mike's Corvette gets off the lift, your Blazer will get on and we'll get it fixed. All right, fantastic. So I knew it was going to be a while. You going in, bud?
I'm going to wait for you.
Okay.
So that's why
all right.
I'm just going to go on the ice.
Okay. Don't get hurt.
Okay.
So Andy told me that, once Mike's Corvette got off the lift, my Blazer would go on, no big deal. It was a little over a month. And Andy calls me up and he says, hey, man, your Blazer's ready to go. So I came down, picked it up. It was fantastic.
Okay.
Drove the Blazer 8,000 miles.
Then you get to snuggle with these guys.
Thanks, bud. All right, I'll be right in.
One more.
So I get in there, and 8,000 miles later, transmission goes bad again. This is in July 2018. So from February to July, 6 months, 8,000 miles, transmission goes bad again. So I call him up. I say, hey, this is what's going on. How can we fix this? What do we want to do? He says, all right, try this, try that, try this, try that. Nothing was working. I had a beater car that I was driving around to work. I was working a lot that summer. So finally, he said, bring it down. So I had it towed down to him October 9th, 10th, 12th, one of those days. He got it. He called me. He said, where are the keys? I told him where the keys were at. I knew he had it down there. A month goes by. My wife says, where is your... She says, where is your Blazer? Is it done yet? I said, I don't know. I haven't heard back from him. So I try calling Andy. No answer. Leave him a voicemail. Now, for about 2.5 weeks, I was calling him every other day, trying to get a hold of him to find out what the status was on my Blazer. Never hear back from him. So, on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, 2018, we were going on a trip down toward the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. So, I figured on our way home, we're going to pick up the Blazer and bring it home. So, for a couple days beforehand, I called Andy several times, left him voicemails. I was leaving him private messages on his Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, his personal Facebook, his business Facebook. I texted him. Every way that we've communicated thus far, sent him messages, never heard anything back. So finally, I said, you know what? I'm coming down this day, picking up my Blazer and bringing it home. If you want to meet me and we could talk about things, we'll do that. No answer. So I went back and I took my Blazer home on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. It had been down there since right after the first week in October to after Thanksgiving. And I took it to an actual transmission shop, got it fixed, and I've been trying to get a hold of Andy since then to get a refund, get something, because I spent over $2,500 to have my transmission fixed down at DiabloFormulaRacing, and he didn't do it. He didn't do the job right. The transmission shop that took it apart, I asked them what caused it to go bad the second time, and they gave me a list of things that were incorrect. And hold on, they gave me a list of things that were incorrect, and still no word from Andy. He still got my keys. I'd like to get them back, unless he's throwing them in the trash. I've been trying to keep everything private. I believe that you should give somebody the chance. You never know what's going on, and I've been trying to give Andy so many chances to get a hold of me, talk to me, tell me what's going on. Nothing. So that's why I decided to make this video. He put up a post today on Facebook where he was going to work on a transmission in his shop, and I commented on it, and I said something like, "Oh, no, I see you're finally working on transmissions again. Hope you back this one better than you did mine." And in the time it took me to go feed a kid and come back and look at the post, it was deleted and I was blocked from his page. So that's what prompted this video. I'd like to talk to Andy. I'd like to get it fixed up. I'd like to be made whole again. You know, I'm asking for a refund, not of the whole thing. Actually, just under half of what I paid him, I'm looking for a refund on. And I think that's fair. I've contacted the Better Business Bureau, which he's not affiliated with. And I think my next step, if I can't get a hold of him in the next couple of weeks, my next step is going to be small claims court and try to recoup some of my money that I spent out, because, you know, I wouldn't think that's how you run a business. You know, you talk to your customer. If he would have told me, if a month and a half into it, if he'd have said, "Hey man, sorry, things got backed up. You know, I'll have it on the lift tomorrow. I'll get it done tomorrow. You come down tomorrow evening or the next day. It'll be done, ready to go." If he had said that the day I was down there to pick it up, I'd have been like, fantastic. I'll leave it there, let him work on it. But he's been dodging me. He's been actively avoiding any type of communication with me. So that prompted this video. This is like a heads up. If you've, what are we at, 9 minutes now? I appreciate everyone sticking around this long. So, public service announcement: if you plan on taking your vehicles to DiabloFormulaRacing to get worked on, I'll caution you. You know, he doesn't stand behind his work if you ever have any issues. And, you know, your job's not going to get done right away. There's going to be a lot of time ahead of you that you're going to have to wait. Your car's going to be down. But I guess that's all. Thanks for watching. And if I do hear back from Andy, I will post an update video letting you know what's going on. If, you know, I'd like to get it resolved. But as of this point, I haven't heard anything back from him. And my next step is small claims court down in Ephrata in Lancaster County. So, all right, guys. Have a good one.